What's good, you guys? You know who it is, man. It's your boy, Mr. Relentless Lex, and I'm back like I never left with another video. All right, so we got Kanye West speaks on Beyonce, says that she sacrificed her son for fame. Now, we know that Beyonce had a drummer and a backup dancer, I believe, that all accused Beyonce of being a witch. And on top of that, I think it was the backup dancers, the one that even had an interview talking about all the things that she's been going through with Beyonce and how she do strange rituals. And she had to even file a restraining order on Beyonce. Bro, it's get dark and wicked in Hollywood. Now we got Kanye West saying she sacrificed her little son, the baby boy, the only boy. And the thing about it is, you guys, to be quite honest, I've probably seen that child one time, to be quite honest. I'm not going to hold you. A lot of people say they believe that there's something wrong with the kid. But at the same token now, maybe he's just the type that don't like to be inside the camera lights and actions like the girls, you know. But we're going to jump to this video. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribing, bro. Let's get it.
Before I performed, I raised my hands up, and it was kind of the first time I felt something else come into me.
Beyonce's ex-drummer of 7 years, she is seeking a restraining order against Beyonce.
See, there we go.
She's accusing her of dark magic, witchcraft.
I'm getting, I went to this specific, it's called a botanica. There's a Puerto Rican guy, he's a dual inducted warlock, Santeria, voodoo, Haitian. He's talking to me and I was like, bro, is that Solange? She's like, oh yeah, she always comes in here. Her and her family, they always are doing rituals.
Her family?
Wow.
Yes.
They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
I know you, man.
But they can't control me.
Kanye is back at it again, exposing the Carters. And this time, he's coming for Beyonce's son, Sir. So there are some wild rumors floating around that Beyonce did witchcraft while pregnant with her twins. And that's why her son, allegedly, was born with some type of disability. Kanye's out here claiming that Beyonce and Jay-Z literally do sacrifices, and that having a son with issues is the price they paid for all that fame and wealth. Now, I know this all sounds like another crazy conspiracy, but you gotta remember that multiple people have accused Beyonce of practicing dark magic. And not just random strangers on the internet, but people who actually worked with her for years. Just recently, one of Beyonce's former dancers came forward, claiming that Beyonce did black magic on her, and even allegedly called for something bad to happen to this dancer's kid. And these are very serious accusations. So it makes you wonder why Beyonce's team never addressed this. And Kanye took it way too far, throwing out the R word while coming for the Carter twins. And he basically accused Jay and Beyonce of keeping their son out of the spotlight because of supposed disabilities. Kanye wrote, "Wait, has anyone ever seen Jay-Z and Beyonce's younger kids? They're R-word. No, like literally. And this is why artificial insemination is a blessing. Having R-word children is a choice." But wait, what did Kanye...
So whenever he's saying R-word, you guys, we all know what he means by R-word, right? We all know exactly what he's meaning when he says R-word. That means the disability, handicapped, you know. But he always goes on rants. But to have a rant this serious of what he's saying, and he once called Jay-Z his brother and made a whole album calling Jay-Z my big brother Hove. Now for him to talk about allegedly his nieces and nephews, right, in some way. That's how much in regards he looked at Jay-Z. To go on a social media platform and say the thing that he said about those kids at that point in time, hey, somebody done pissed his cornflakes. He's like, enough is enough. That's crazy.
Kanye mean by it's a choice? Even if Beyonce's son was really born with some disability, how was that her choice? Well, here's where it gets wilder. That post was quickly deleted, but Kanye still wasn't backing down. He later came back and doubled down, this time claiming that Beyonce and Jay-Z are slaves to the system run by a certain group of people, if you know what I mean. And then he wrote this:
Jewish people.
The Carters and the Kardashians are basically the same, except the Kardashians are Now, I know people love to dismiss Kanye's rant because of his own issues with mental health, but let's not act like he wasn't telling the truth about how the entertainment industry really works and who allegedly pulls the strings. So now some fans are connecting the dots and speculating that when Kanye says it was Beyonce's choice to have Sir with disability, he might be referring to this theory about Hollywood witchcraft. Kanye spoke about this before and claimed that in the industry, everyone who wants to make it big and get to those upper levels of fame has to give someone they love.
Right? I ain't taking no slice from nobody. It's God. That's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah, I'm Christian.
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You're out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing.
Yeah, I remember this part, he said that.
Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize.
So now a lot of
All right, so my question is this, you guys. When they come down to Hollywood and then let's say that they are making sacrifices to people for fame. Whenever you sell your soul to Hollywood, or however the process goes, I'm wondering, do they ask you in particular who do you want to sacrifice? Or maybe they just kind of pick them out depending on the living situation. So let's say if you had somebody that was ill, they know that person is ill. That could be a sacrifice. You see what I'm saying? Let's say you had a dad or somebody close to your grandmother, somebody with an illness, and they wasn't a promise to live as long as they're supposed to live. Would that consider that being a sacrifice? That's what I was always wondering.
folks are revisiting this clip of Kanye talking about it, and there's this whole theory now that in order to get that level of fame, I'm talking Grammys, #1s, stadium tours, you have to offer up one of your own, one of your closest family members. And it doesn't always mean they have to lose their life, because some folks are saying the sacrifice comes in other forms, like for example, having to raise one of your kids transgender, or pushing your young daughter into the modeling world before she's ready. Now here's where it gets really uncomfortable. People are now looking at Beyonce's son and speculating that he was the sacrifice. Now, I'm not saying I believe this. I'm just telling you what's out there, and it doesn't stop there. Some people are going even further and saying that Beyonce was doing witchcraft and black magic as a way to lock in the sacrifice deal and promise she would offer up one of her kid eventually. Now look, it sounds crazy, but at the same time, when that many people from that many different corners are accusing you of the exact same thing, is it really all a conspiracy? You probably heard about that story about Beyonce's drummer, Kimberly, accusing her of witchcraft.
That's
but
who it
Kimberly
was.
isn't the only one. Just months ago, dancer Khadija Cherie, who worked with Beyonce on the Formation video and the 2016 Super Bowl performance, made some shocking accusations, calling Beyonce a witch and accusing her of allegedly calling for something to happen to her family. Khadija wrote, "Are you effing serious? You called for my child to be R? You evil effing witch. Essence, check on my child. I'm about to blow this ish through the effing roof." And then in another post, Khadija tagged Beyonce and wrote, "You went too far. You gotta be kidding me. Giving orders of takeouts never went with your stardom. Watch what the F y'all do at this time. When it was happening to me, I kept my mouth shut for my career, not with my goddaughter. I'll blow your world up. Really, Jigga Man?" Now that post quickly disappeared from Khadija's feed, and nobody would have even seen it if it wasn't for Tasha K. Tasha grabbed screenshots and put them up on X, and then she got on her YouTube channel and said she believes Khadija because this isn't the first time Beyonce has been accused of witchcraft by people who worked with her.
Beyonce is being accused again of doing black magic. Now here's what I'm gonna say. Everybody ain't lying. I spent
Can't
probably
be everybody.
a week
You're right about
doing
that,
research
Tasha K.
on all the people that they were connected with, and all of them are connected to some sort of black magic, some sort of witchery.
And then Tasha brought up that incident with Beyonce's drummer, Kimberly Thomas, and she pointed out that Kimberly went as far as to file a restraining order against Beyonce. That's how scared she was.
Because this is an ex-dancer of hers, and now we remember the ex-drummer that came out and we call her crazy too. We got the interview of the drummer. Y'all remember her? And she was saying that Beyonce was using witchcraft and all that stuff, and it always comes out around the time when she getting ready to cipher for a new album. I know Beyonce's a witch. I saw the Lemonade visuals.
Now the lemonade visuals was deep and dark. I ain't gonna hold you. I thought the same thing, but this is all alleged. But if it looked like a duck and it quacked like a duck, we heard that saying before. It might be a duck. And for multiple people to say these things about B, man, they have to have seen something. They're close. They're connected to her, the dancer and the drummer. They're damn near everywhere that she's going. And a lot of time spent behind the scenes with Beyonce, bro.
I said, this is dark.
Now here's
This
where it
is
gets
dark.
deeper. Apparently, it's not just Beyonce who practices witchcraft, it's all the females in her family, including her mom Tina and sister Solange. And Solange isn't even trying to hide it. She's even shared pictures of her altars before. What's also weird is that when this account on X called Got to Scop reposted those photos Solange shared, Solange's team immediately reached out to her and told her to take them down. And she didn't even add any commentary. She literally just reposted what Solange shared. So if Solange is just practicing some alternative religion, if it's all love and light and whatever, why is she trying so hard to hide it? There's nothing inherently bad about being into crystals or candles or whatever, unless she's not practicing something innocent, unless what she's into is actually scary. Now, as for Miss Tina, there have been rumors about her being a high-ranking witch for literally decades. She even had an article published about her in Jezebel, and they referred to her as the One Supreme. And then just
Wow.
recently, one fan went viral on TikTok after sharing a video about meeting Tina in Houston, and this woman said it was like meeting the most evil, wicked witch of the West.
Just from her, she treated me not in a good way. She treated me like I was nothing. I was so excited to meet this lady and thinking that, you know, I could just exchange some good energy with good hellos and stuff. It was terrible. I literally could break down and cry how awful that experience. It was like meeting the most evil, wicked witch of the West. And so humiliating.
Now let's circle back to the main
So that was whoever was filming this lady. You see the cup of food, soup or what? I think it was gumbo that Miss Tina had opened up in Texas, a gumbo restaurant or something like that. They said that was terrible. I couldn't even say terrible correct. I gotta say terrible. Because, bro, the reviews on the grand opening were like, everybody said it was disgusting. And if she's the main supreme witch, ain't no telling what she's putting in that gumbo, trying to make people come back for more and messing it up at the same time. That's
topic.
crazy.
Beyonce's son and Kanye's whole theory about sacrifices. Now, I'm not saying Kanye's right about every single thing he says, but he has been right about enough things that got him called crazy first, then called a truth teller later. So maybe his theory on sacrifices isn't that crazy after all. But let me know what you think. Is this just Kanye ranting because he's mad Beyonce and Jay-Z dumped him? Or could there be some truth to these allegations of Beyonce sacrificing her son for fame? Drop all your
Well, I'll tell you one thing. We know in Hollywood that sacrifices happens. We know that, bro. We don't know the exact process. But we heard so many celebrities say, in order to be successful in Hollywood, you have to either be G-A-Y word or making a sacrifice. Now, these two things just didn't fall out the sky and say, well, people just making this up. Because if you look at the trend of Hollywood and how celebrities who really up the success ladder, they always seem to lose somebody, or they always seem to have these G-A-Y word stories that connects to them somehow, way, somehow or another. Now, do we believe it? And it's all alleged. But like I said earlier, it's crazy how every case after every case, the story always ends the same. With pictures and photos of some type of suspect G-A-Y word timing with the Hollywood elites, or somebody loses somebody that's close to them. I remember a couple years ago, Jennifer Hudson. She lost like 2 or 3 family members in one shot deal. That's crazy. But I believe it. You guys don't have to believe it, but I believe it.